Say good morning and thank you for joining the webinar today. As you're all probably aware, at the moment we're seeing a real rapid development and evolution of connected and automated mobility solutions. During this development stage, there have been and will continue to be sort of a number of trials and testing of solutions on public roads, and it's likely that these are going to become increasingly complex. It's really important that over this development stage, the associated risks are appropriately managed and that we minimise the risk of incidents and collisions and continue to grow public confidence in the technology. Over the last few years, TRL have been involved in a number of different CAM trials, and throughout these, our approach to risk management has continually evolved in line with technology requirements. And over that period of time, we've learned some really key lessons. Now, sharing safety lessons seems to be really key in effectively managing risk across different projects and also across the UK. And it's also key to ensuring that the continued technology development and interoperability between different regions is continued. The purpose of this webinar is to provide an overview of the work TRL have done and try to identify areas where we may be able to use our experience and understanding to assist you and to support you in enabling CAM trials and testing. So first of all, a little bit about TRL. I won't read out what's on the slide, but basically TRL is a global centre for innovation in transport and mobility. Our core areas of expertise include vehicle safety, infrastructure asset management, intelligent transport systems and behavioural science. We're an interesting organisation because we're independent from government and industry. And as a non-profit distributing company, we're then able to reinvest profit back into research and delivering innovation. Our key sort of strategic aim is to create clean, efficient transport that is safe, reliable and accessible for everyone. So why TRL? What's our CAV experience? Our first CAV project was the Gateway project that was based in Greenwich, and this is one of the first automated vehicle trials in the UK. TRL was the consortium lead for this and also responsible for the overall safety management. At the time, this presented us both with a challenge and also an opportunity. The challenge was at the time there was no regulation or previous CAV trial experience to draw upon, which gave us a big opportunity really to set the benchmark for CAV trial risk management. And it was on this project that we developed the safety case framework for operational safety that then went on to form the basis for the Zenzik safety case framework, which we authored, and BS PAS 1881, which sets out the safety case requirements for CAV trials and testing. We were also involved in the Driven project, and our role on this was slightly different, and we provided sort of independent safety assurance. So reviewing Oxbotica's safety case and working with them and supporting them to bridge any gaps in that safety case. Streetwise, which was an urban ride-sharing demonstration, and TRL's role in this was working with FIVE to develop a robust safety case supported by sufficient evidence to demonstrate that they were safe to continue with their trials. And there's Helm UK, which TRL again was the project lead and responsible for the safety management. This is the first on-road HGV platooning operator trial, and it added an interesting element to the safety case development in that we needed to combine Highways England's safety governance process into the safety case framework. And this is actually carried on into the BS PAS 1881. We've also been involved in Move UK, which was looking at the collection of ADAS data, and also London's Smart Mobility Living Lab. London's Smart Mobility Living Lab is part of the CAM Testbed UK. SMLL has been designed and is being built by a consortium of partners led by TRL. And you can see their logos on the screen, but they include DG Cities, Cisco, Cubic, TfL and Loughborough University. It was partially funded by CAV and Innovate UK, with sponsorship from the Royal Borough of Greenwich and Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park. The project is now nearing completion and is already delivering some services and running trials. SMLL provides a real-world testbed for future mobility and enables trials of new and emerging mobility technologies in a complex urban environment. Many of the lessons learned and safety processes and protocols that we developed as TRL during the design of SMLL can be applied to any test environment or the development of a testbed. And this is really where what I'm wanting to talk about today and share with you. So what will London's SMLL look like? I won't go into too much detail about what we're building in SMLL, but we have extensive monitoring equipment and communication network over the testbed to enable the testing of V2X communications over 4G and 5G cellular networks. We've got cameras around the lab that help with understanding vehicle interactions, support incident investigation and enable visual analytics. We have a digital model of the testbed, which allows simulation and the initial validation of technology in a lower risk environment. We also have our own automated vehicles, which allow customers to trial their automated vehicle services and offerings. Along with all of this infrastructure, TRL have developed safety standards, procedures and policies for the SMLL to ensure trials are conducted safely, and we continually improve our understanding and safety performance. So what are the requirements for a CAV, for CAV trial safety? The requirements really fit into three key categories: regulations, standards and guidance. Regulations that need to be complied with include road safety regulations, vehicle safety regulations and equipment safety regulations. BSI launched their CAV standards programme in 2019 with the aim of enabling and ensuring the safe and secure deployment of CAV in the UK. The standards programme is sponsored by CAV and publishes standards to complement and enhance the DFT Code of Practice. The first two published PASs, which are publicly available specifications, the first two in the series are PAS 1880, that provides initial guidelines for control system design, and PAS 1881, which is mentioned here, which was technically authored by TRL and provides the minimum requirements for operational safety cases. There are two further publications due this year looking at data recording requirements and the operational design domain. The Zenzik safety case framework was also technically authored by TRL, but with significant consultation with other CAM testbeds and relevant stakeholders. The publication really provides testbeds with specific guidance that supports PAS 1881 and looks at the transition of safety cases between different testbeds so that an organisation can test in one testbed and easily transfer to another. We also look at the level of safety case required to ensure safety, and this really is to make sure that safety cases are proportionate to the level of risk posed. So a trial in controlled environment with a safety driver and with limited complexity would need a lower level safety case than something which is maybe more advanced or complex. So how do I know if a trial is safe? How do I keep up to date on all of this? Safety really needs to remain a priority for us all so that we can minimise the risk of incidents on the road network during this phase of rapid development and testing of technology. The Code of Practice provides a high level requirement to ensure safety, and as discussed, there are a number of standards being published to support and enhance these requirements. These standards really reflect good practice and are developed very much in consultation with industry experts. One thing I quite regularly hear from people is that safety standards and the requirement for a safety case may create a barrier to testing, development and innovation. But I think what is more likely to create a barrier is if different local authorities and different road authorities have different safety requirements. This potentially puts a much bigger burden on testing organisations needing to satisfy multiple requirements in order to test in different parts of the UK. One safety standard that is adopted and followed by everyone will ensure consistency, enable interoperability and allow the safe development and testing of new technologies. So regulation, standards and guidance. TRL has got a very strong track record in the development of appropriate policies and standards that are relevant, cost effective and future-proof. We're currently developing performance requirements and test protocols for the type approval of new ADAS and safety systems mandated through the General Safety Regulations on behalf of the European Commission. These systems include intelligent speed assistance, emergency lane keep systems, driver drowsiness and distraction recognition. We've recently technically authored BS PAS 1881, which focuses on assuring safety for automated vehicle trials and testing. And we've technically authored the Zenzik Safety Case Framework, which specifically focuses on the safety requirements for testing environments. TRL have invested heavily in CAV trials and development. And there are three key areas that we focused on. One is trial management, one is trial safety assurance, and the other is London's Smart Mobility Living Lab. Trial management includes designing the trial. How can we answer the research questions effectively whilst maintaining safety? Safety management involves ensuring safety throughout the life cycle of the trial, as well as ensuring lessons are learned and fed back into future trials. We've looked at data analysis to understand the vehicle and route user interactions, and also safety driver and trial team requirements. Trial safety assurance, including the development of safety cases, and the independent review of safety cases to provide feedback or assurance. We have a suite of operational guidance documents, including change control, incident reporting and investigation, emergency response, communications, and driver selection and training. We've also developed compliance matrices, which can be completed to demonstrate compliance with standards or guidance, for example, the Code of Practice, the Highway Code, cybersecurity requirements, and also BS PAS 1881, which sets out the safety case requirements. And then we have London's SMLL, and the following slides will really focus on these key areas: trial onboarding, safety and management, independent safety assurance, facilities and infrastructure, and training. So trial onboarding. What we really mean by this is it refers to the activity that needs to happen between a testing organisation approaching you about a CAM trial and the trial actually going ahead. The DFT Code of Practice requires testing organisations to consult with road authorities and relevant stakeholders prior to testing. Many road authorities have felt overwhelmed by this and don't feel equipped to make this decision. TRL can provide ongoing safety support as required, but we're also developing a software package that enables local authorities or road authorities to ask testing organisations the right and relevant questions to get assurance that the trial is safe to proceed. These are a set of high-level questions and ensure due diligence without requiring people to review technical documentation. So, safety and management. Safety policies and procedures really ensure that you're taking a consistent approach to trials and testing and the decisions that you're making, and that you're consistently communicating your requirements to the testing organisations who are coming to you. TRL have developed policies and procedures for SMLL and can support you in your development or provide tailored documentation to meet your requirements. Independent safety assurance. TRL can provide continued safety support throughout trialling. This may be the independent review of the safety case for testing organisations to give you that assurance. It may be about providing advice on trial design or the safety elements. It could be safety auditing or the analysis of data as required. Facilities and infrastructure. TRL can use the learning from SMLL to help you if you're wanting to enhance your testing environment with network or monitoring facilities, or if you require data centres or control rooms, or if you think additional infrastructure may be required to enhance specific use cases or to ensure safety. And finally, training. TRL can provide training on any of the guidance documents or standards, including the SPAS 1881, the Code of Practice, or about assuring safety during CAM trials and testing. The training packages can be tailored to meet your specific requirements, or they can be more general. Okay, well, thank you very much. I really would welcome people getting in touch about any of the areas or any of the things that I've spoken to you today about. I'm very happy, if I put my contact details up here, I'm very happy for you to call me directly, email me, or if there's sort of further discussion to be had about any of the things that we can offer to support you. So thank you very much for joining today.